Hello there and welcome to the Evening Review. My name is Ogito Greg, and this evening in studio with me I have the privilege and pleasure of hosting Ambassador Beatriz Martins, the European Union Ambassador to Namibia. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Ogito. Real pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. Last week there was a high-level delegation from the European Union visiting Namibia. Please tell us about it.
It was a real highlight for us. We celebrate 35 years of relations between EU and Namibia this year, and it was really a privilege for us to receive a large delegation. The largest, I think, in EU-Namibia relations. We had our Commissioner for International Partnership, Mr. Sikela, visiting together with 9 parliamentarians from the Committee of Development of the European Parliament. So this was a joint mission to reach out to Namibia and to strengthen EU-Namibia relations, in particular on the strategic partnership we have on green industrialization. And
it was a very full program, but early in the program, you guys sat with our president. How did that go?
It went very well. In fact, yes, we were very pleased, and the parliamentarians in particular were pleased to have the opportunity and the honor to meet Her Excellency the President Nandi Daitwa. She was flanked by the Deputy Prime Minister, as also Minister of Energy, Industrialization, Mines, which is a key area in which we collaborate, as well as the Minister of Education, because education is another part of our work here in Namibia, and the Director General for NPC. So it was a very good and rich and warm exchange, going through our relations and looking a bit forward where we want to where we want to place the focus of future relations.
Talking about that kind of cooperation, there's this Global Gateway program and also the 360-degree approach. Could you elaborate for us what those things are?
Exactly. So, in fact, this encapsulates the approach that we take to our cooperation and partnerships, like with Namibia and others in Africa. The Global Gateway Strategy for Africa is our cooperation instrument, if you like, which has as an objective to enhance connection between Europe and Africa, including Namibia, in a number of areas, from green transition to digitalization, education, health. In Namibia specifically, our focus is to strengthen and partner with Namibia, in fact, on its green industrialization strategy, but that means not only supporting companies and partnerships like between high iron Namibian and European activities and partners, but also providing the entire what we call the enabling environment for business to thrive, which means supporting the creation of a regulatory framework, as well as providing vocational training, partnering with Namibian institutions, working with civil society so that they can inform local communities about what to expect in this green transition, what's in for them, as well as the infrastructure. So looking at the whole range of activities that enable certain sectors to thrive. That's what we call the 360-degree approach.
Okay. And these kinds of visits, are they normal, or because I know you said it's the first such size for Namibia, but are they run-of-the-mill, or is it something special?
Unfortunately, they're not normal. No, we'd like to see a lot more visits from our commissioners coming. And from our parliamentarians. That's why we were so pleased that when the Commission, together with the members of the Development Committee, they were looking for a good example of Global Gateway 360-degree approach. They looked at Namibia and they said, this is an example that is delivering concrete results to the Namibians and also bringing benefits to us. And that's how they decided to come and visit us. It was quite exceptional when we were very pleased that they dedicated 3 days to Namibia, to visiting the president, but also going in the field, visiting NGOs that we support and the area of gender-based violence, for instance, and protecting vulnerable groups, but also other projects in the private sector, global green hydrogen, pilot projects that they came to visit, as well as some launching notably a new project in the area of vocational training.
Yes, yes. And I remember Commissioner Sikela said at the launch of the Clinergy facility, the green hydrogen facility, that he does use the example of Namibia often. And what was also remarkable was that the EU has raised €1 billion to support the establishment of green industries in Namibia.
Indeed. That's why, in fact, the Global Gateway is a success story, seen in Europe and getting more visibility well beyond Namibia, because we've been able and successful as Team Europe, so that means public money from the EU, but also from our 27 members, some of our 27 member states, together with development banks like the European Investment Bank. We've been able to mobilize €1 billion, which is 20 billion Namibian dollars. And with this public money, grants and loans, we will be able to leverage 20 times private investments. So this is quite unusual in Global Gateway. This is precisely what we want to do. So to find means to create an environment as for private investors, creating an environment that attracts investors and where they realize there's a business case for them. And this is a case in Namibia, and the business case in Namibia and the green industrialization is so compelling that in fact we're seeing 20 times private investments in the pipeline for different, in particular green hydrogen projects, pilot project at different degrees of maturity.
That's incredible, that's incredible. But let me ask you this, you know, the world is changing and there's a lot of rhetoric now. It seems that multilateralism is not as popular as it was before. I wanted to know, Europeans, the average European normal person, how do they feel about public money being spent halfway across the world?
There needs to, well, people do realize the need to support countries, and they do realize the importance of stability.
Yes.
And development, prosperity is stability. And that's why I think generally people do realize, of course, in Europe, people are also struggling. We see increasingly struggles, in particular of youth, in view of the increasing cost of living. People are struggling to find houses, very much like here, in fact. Yes. So we have very similar struggles, also in finding good quality jobs. But people do realize the importance of also sharing the benefits and the prosperity that is being created in Europe in order to contribute to stability and prosperity. And well, this partnership we have with Namibia, it is to benefit Namibia, create jobs for the youth, but it also benefits us. There's a very important, important factor in this relationship that is relevant for Europe, notably to diversify our sources of energy. Mm-hmm. So we have a partnership like Namibia, like we have with other countries on green energy, like in Kenya, Egypt, Morocco, and other countries. So we need to diversify our energy sources and look for ways to decarbonize our economy. And this is where our interests and the interests of Namibia come together, because Namibia has realized the opportunities of being ahead of the curve and decarbonizing, helping other economies to decarbonize, while developing its own green industrialization potential that will bring new jobs, quality jobs, new skills to use. So it's a win-win agenda that we have, and that is something that resonates with European citizens.
Awesome, awesome. And I think that if we look at the projects that were visited last week, some of them are really examples of that. The one that I mentioned earlier was the official opening of the Clinergy plant, where they produce green hydrogen to make ammonia to fuel ships, and also to export the ammonia to Europe and South Africa, I believe. That's a partnership between our ONL and a Belgian company, CMB Tech. Yeah. So I want to find out, do you think there are other as yet unexplored business partnerships like that that can come to fruition in the foreseeable future?
I think that Namibia has a tremendous potential, especially in the green energy sector. And examples like the one you mentioned of clean energy, of high iron, are a demonstration that green hydrogen is not a matter of the future, but a matter of the present, and that it's actually making a difference. In high iron, for instance, 600 local jobs were created, and 60 NGOs were developed as part of the construction in clean energy as well. So investors will look to Namibia as a stable environment, and obviously as these enterprises unfold and grow, the environment around it, with the creation of a regulatory framework that is underway now, if that stabilizes, I think that will indeed attract more investments, and possibly also enterprises that are Namibian owned. Dauris, for instance, which is an entirely Namibian project. So green hydrogen is not only about a EU-Namibia partnership. There's also Namibians who see the advantage and who are invested and successful in developing these technologies, and indeed the market for green ammonia or other derivatives from green hydrogen are far larger than Europe, because all large economies in the world need to decarbonize if we want to tackle the challenges of climate change.
Awesome. Ambassador, we will take a short break on that note, but we'll be back in a few moments, so please stay with us. Welcome back to the Evening Review. My name is Ogito Greg, and with me in studio I have Ambassador Martins from the European Union, Ambassador to Namibia. Ambassador Martins, we were talking about the need to save the world in a sense by addressing green industrialization, but also I want to delve into the help that we in Namibia are getting in terms of addressing some social issues. There was one of the projects that was visited last week, the Tidred project, which I thought had a huge impact on the lives of ordinary Namibians in the informal settlements there in Swakopmund at the DRC, where they are being supplied with solar power in their homes. I want to know that project. It's been going on for a while now?
Yes, it's been going on. We've, in fact, it's a project about electrifying with solar panel houses in informal settlements. And we've been rolling this out together with the Shack Dwellers Federation in informal settlements across the country, so I think in 5 or 6 regions. We visited DRC in Swakopmund. It's I think a very successful project because well, why not move straight to clean energy rather than move to fossil fuels? And so it's a demonstration. Not only is it a demonstration and to Namibians who need access to energy, of the opportunities of clean energy, but also to promote more access, especially of vulnerable families. So we've provided electrification to individual houses, and it has changed families' lives. We had conversations with mostly women. We identified more vulnerable families, and they were saying, interestingly, that it changed their lives because obviously they have more energy autonomy. They use the solar energy during the day in order to do cooking, washing, etc. And in the evening, their children can do their homework,
yes,
which they could not do before. So it has a wide range of benefits, including education. We also visited a kindergarten, and there, for instance, not only do they have energy to light the rooms, but to heat food. So, and yes, and this with just not taking anything away from the soil, is just taking what Namibia has so amply here, which is
sunlight, yes. And I was speaking to the project manager there, who also mentioned that many of the ladies now have an opportunity to bake some vetkoek and other savories which they are able to sell. So, you know, that part of it I think is very important, how assistance in alleviating those daily pressures can allow people to participate in the economy and become productive members of society, and to grow the economy also from small beginnings, because that's how big businesses start, from small beginnings.
Absolutely. It's about empowering people, and that's what we try to do. In that way, I think what we do with Namibia and the activities we have very much converge with Namibia's National Development Plan 6, which is to empower vulnerable groups, empower youth, find ways of upgrading skills and therefore enhance employability of youth and giving people more opportunities.
Yeah, and nothing empowers like education. We also visited the NIMT campus, where there was another brilliant project that was announced, the support of which you guys have been supporting. Could you elaborate a little bit about, I think it was called Ignite?
Ignite, yes.
Yes.
Ignite Green Hydrogen or so.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that question. Yeah, it's one of my favorite projects. We just launched it, so it was inaugurated or signed by the Commissioner Sikela together with the German, the Chargé d'Affaires of Germany, because it's a co-funded project between the EU and Germany, and with the head of NIMT, which is Namibia's Institute for Mines and Technology.
Yes.
But what makes it special is that it is in fact a consortium between two academic entities, so between NIMT, which comes from the vocational training sector, NUST, which brings in technology, and two private companies that are at the forefront of developing new green hydrogen projects. One is Zero and one is Hyphen.
Yes.
So the project was designed and is intended really to develop vocational training programs that are relevant and co-designed with the industry, so that people are immediately employable, so that
Awesome.
they get a technical basis, but also learn skills that are immediately applicable in the industries. So that's one that we're very, very happy about, and it's an approach that we want to promote further in the next 2 years, because we have some funding that we need to plan, and that's why we want to put the focus on in the next 2 to 3 years of our partnership with Namibia, is really to invest in vocational training and vocational skills in the green industrial sector, with a particular emphasis on the skills needs of the growing industries.
And it's very timely. You know, this week the World Skills event is happening in Namibia, where our contestants are competing to see who will go to the international event later in the year. So I think the emphasis on education and skills is well put right about now. The other project that we visited was the High Iron project, which you've mentioned a couple of times now. And I heard from the boss there, I can't remember if he's the managing director.
The co-founder, Johannes.
Yes,
yes.
He said that within 3-4 weeks, definitely within a month, they'll be sending their first shipment of directly reduced iron. I think it's to a company in Belgium. Yeah, so already the fruits are there to be seen. What did you think of that location? I mean, it's way out in the middle of nowhere.
Absolutely. I think it's a real success story that Namibia can be very proud of having, through its choice to embark in green industrialization, having sent that signal that was launched still with the late President Geingob in 2020, and which then led to a strategic partnership with the EU in 2022. So this is the framework that companies need to then realize, yes, there's an opportunity, and of course it coincides with the market growing in Europe. This is what has driven this company. Which started off with some seed money from the German Ministry of Economy, and we have come on board. It's really demonstration that these kind of what some would say futuristic projects are actually not the future, but it's actually functioning and tangible. And as you were saying, they already got a offtake contract by European company.
Ventler,
they're going to Ventler. They're going to start shipping in a month or two, and they have already a number of other negotiations ongoing with big car manufacturers. So Namibia here is at the forefront with this company and demonstrating that production of green iron is possible. And what's remarkable in this project is that production of iron is compatible with gray iron or iron that is produced with fossil fuels.
Competitive.
So, competitive. So in fact, it's not more expensive. So it can compete already with iron that has been produced with fossil fuels. So that's extraordinary. And what's also quite special about it is that it is demonstration that we can create a value chain between Namibia and Europe, because iron is produced here. It's then shipped to Europe, where it's then developed into steel. Yes. So you have the value chain, an integrated value chain between Namibia and the EU, and this is precisely what we want to reach with our partnership, is to create value chains that integrate industries and of course bring value addition in both in Europe and in Namibia. And high iron has created already hundreds of jobs, and with these offtake agreements that are unfolding, it will be expanding, and so it will be looked at from other countries, and will reinforce the message that this is the way to go.
Yes, yes. And what's so awesome about it is not only are we doing business, are we making money, but we are also addressing carbon emissions. We are also addressing climate change, which Namibia is very vulnerable to. So I think that holistic 360 approach is very important, and the right approach. I have a different question though. As these partnerships develop and the ties between Namibia and Europe get stronger, what will it mean in terms of international relations? Because Namibia is a product of international solidarity. It's an enemy to none. And there are no countries that Namibia is not willing to be friends with. But Europe has a much longer history. Does it mean that if we are more friends with Europe, we can't be friends with other countries?
Well, that's maybe a question more for Namibia to reply to. From my point of view, let me say that we regard it, as I was saying, what we do here is intimately linked to Namibia's own development priorities, and so the National Development Plan. We regard it as a win for Namibia and a win for us for the reasons I was saying, of diversifying energy and decarbonizing. And the needs in Namibia are so huge, starting from the need to create jobs for youth. Yes. So partnerships like ours that bring a benefit to the country, create value addition, create jobs locally, promote skills in new areas in order to diversify Namibia's economy. I think this is an opportunity, and like a partnership with us, the opportunities in Namibia and the needs for developing more jobs and diversifying economy are so huge that there's space for many more partnerships like ours. Yes. To build this country together. Ambassador, we're just about out of time. Would you like to give a last message to our viewers? Well, let me say how much we cherish this partnership with Namibia. Please do stay on course of leading on green industrialization, decarbonization, helping us, but also helping Namibians diversify economic opportunities and jobs, and I can reiterate our commitment, the EU's commitment to stay on this course of building a bright future for Namibians and for Europeans as well. Thank you, Ambassador. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure. Excellent. See you again for the next evening review. Good night.